Tonight, a different video. It's usually dinner. Now it's an after dinner video. We're sitting here in the living room and we're going to the famous red couch. And when you visit, you'll know why it's famous. For now, it's mysteriously famous. So, had a nice dinner, and now we're going to sit around the living room and we're going to discuss a subject that is going to be very appropriate for the spring. Spring is here in Tennessee. And in spring, you do spring cleaning. We're going to do emotional spring cleaning. And the way to do that is using a subject, a condition that causes a lot of pain and very difficult to understand why. And that is the weight of unrequited love. Why is it that when someone doesn't want you anymore, you still want to be with that person? And you rationally tell yourself, this isn't worth it. And yet, it's happening. Well, there's several reasons. One is that the heart has a different speed and a different mode of understanding. And so does the brain. They're different. The brain uses reason. If this person doesn't want me, then why would I want to be with them? But you know it's not that easy because the heart, rather than reason, uses unconditional love. And the heart needs more work, more time. Time not by itself, time is just an affordance, but using the affordance to finally let go of that unconditional love. But the way to do it, as you know, is not intellectual. It's not, I'm going to get rid of it and it's over. It's not like that. And it's not like that because we learn things and emotions and conditions and relationships at the mind-body cultural level. So there has to be a code. This is why I wrote the book, The MindBody Code, to explain how the brain and the heart communicate with each other, or cognitions and emotions. So the reason it's so difficult is because if you go back and you look at the first time that you were abandoned, the first time that someone wasn't there for you when you loved them and they no longer were there for you, it usually happens with someone important in your life. It could be a parent, a teacher, a friend. But the incidental learning is that if someone doesn't want to be with you, then there has to be something wrong with you. There has to be something of a worthy issue that has been lost. And usually the interpretation is that person must be worth it more than me, because that person left me and I didn't have a say in this. So then what happens is that rather than reasoning this out or waiting around for things to happen, nothing happens with time. It's what you do with time. Indirectly, you begin to build that self-worthiness that was depleted. And you build it by the companionship that you create with yourself when nobody's looking. The relationship that you have with yourself when nobody's looking. The self-caring, all the things that need to be done to bring back that worthiness. Because it's an imbalance. Valuing too much outside of yourself and not enough inside of yourself. So you start making self-caring commitments. You look at the archetypal wound, and it's that abandonment. But it could be betrayal. It could be shaming. And as you know, there are antidotes for each of them. And it's all in my book. It's not something that I could do here. It's just a discussion after dinner. But at least you know that the way to do it, independent of the particular wound, or in addition to the antidote, to begin to develop self-valuation again, and it's not intellectual. You have to give the brain evidence that you're worthy, and you do it by doing self-caring commitments, keeping them, And if you don't keep them, it's not going to work. So spring is to release, to do emotional cleaning. So when you start your journey, this wonderful spring, you are going to be open to continue to take care of yourself and love yourself, but you're going to be open to new love. So for now, enjoy, and we'll have some brandy later after the conversation. So welcome to my home, and I hope you enjoyed the topic of the evening. Good night.